Come on now. All right, it has been a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Keyboard Warriors Live, presented by KSHPress.com. I'm Eddie Law, it's Kirby. It's been a long ass time since we've done this shit. Life happens. What are you gonna do? All right, so yeah, kicking right off, going right into probably like the weirdest, I guess, fucking most surreal fight announcement ever. Because I don't know what was it yesterday morning. They just dropped this shit on us that Ronda and Gina Carano are gonna fight in an MMA fight under the MVP banner. You know, Jake Paul shit. So you texted me right away. I think he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea." What do you think of this whole fucking mess? Like, what do you think is happening here?
Well, okay, there's so much here to unpack. First things first. When I first heard it, I ain't gonna bullshit you. I thought it was AI or some bullshit. I thought it was. I was like, there ain't no way. And then my homie was like, yeah, Jake Paul is promoting it on Netflix. And as fucking nuts as that sounded, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That might actually. And then I think by the time I got home, the Nose had done a video about it on YouTube. And I was like, motherfucker, they're actually fucking doing it. I gotta say, boy, I gotta hit Jake Paul. He's a bad lad. Man, very rarely in life am I fucking tongue-tied, and I just don't quite know what to say. Very rarely in life does that happen to me. This was one of those moments, man. I don't fucking know what to make of this. Okay, so first off, what is the question? What are we talking about here? What do we think? I'm going to ask you to ask me a more defined question.
Okay. All right.
Who do I think is doing what here? I mean, are we looking at this from Ronda's perspective, Gina's perspective, or from Jake and MVP's perspective? Like,
let's look at it from Ronda's perspective. Ronda said that she's the reason this is happening, right? She went on and talked to someone at ESPN. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Brett Akamoto or somebody, but she was basically saying like, well, I wanted this fight. I reached out to her. She went as far as to say that the reason she reached out to get Gina Carano to fight is because she saw Gina, and you know how Gina gained a whole lot of weight for a while. She saw Gina got really, unhealthy and big and everything, and she's like, I felt so bad. I want to do something for her. So I want. I basically that's how it happened. Right, which is it was weird, but it was one of the most Ronda Rousey things to say. Now, from Ronda's perspective, last time we saw her was 2016. She got beat up, like she literally the fight got stopped on the feet because she got pieced the fuck up by Amanda Nunes, right? So coming off of that and into this fight, like, fuck, what is there to gain for Ronda Rousey here?
A fuck ton of money. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. At the end of the day, when you're like, I wonder what they're doing this for, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, Jack. And let me be super fucking clear about this. I'm not insinuating that like Ronda is doing bad financially or that she's broke. But rumor has it, a guy by the name of Floyd Mayweather, who used to be one of the rich cocksuckers on earth, apparently is broke or like hawking fucking jewelry and shit. So again, I'm not suggesting that Ronda is that bad with her money.
Yeah.
That being said, Ronda Rousey made money being a fighter and an Olympian. She turned that into a half-ass acting career and a half-ass WWE career. She has since folded up that WWE shit, and let's just fucking call the kettle what it fucking is. She's not a great actress. So I think, if you ask me, listen, does she probably got a little bit of competitive juices flowing? She hasn't done nothing in a long time, wants to fucking maybe see what's doing. Fair enough. But I think at the end of the day, it's not all that complex for Ronda. I think a fucking nice, big, fat, heavy payday would look real good on her bank account. I don't think she's going back to the WWE. She definitely don't have a career of fighting left. And again, not to be a fucking cunt here, but like, she's not going to be a fucking leading woman in Hollywood. She might get a couple deals here or there. She ain't going to be signing no fucking movies to make millions of dollars no more. While she's a great fighter, yes. But on her acting merit alone, I don't fucking think so. So at the end of the day, what does she have to do? What does she do? Fucking fight. So you got to pull out a big one. For Ronda, it feels pretty obvious money. And quite frankly, for Gina Carano, probably the same thing, right? Like, I don't know. I think Gina's had a more established and better career as far as acting goes. She's been in more things. I think maybe I could be wrong about that, but I think she's done better and is maybe considered a better actress or whatever. That being said, I don't think she's like getting cast to be in the new fucking Game of Thrones thriller.
She didn't get
or
an
whatever
Oscar, bro.
Exactly. No shade, but I don't think either one of them are necessarily setting Hollywood on fire at this point in the game. So I think, quite frankly, both of them could just use a big payday. Let me be super clear. I don't think they necessarily need it,
Right?
but I think they could use the fucking money. Jake Paul, MVP, and Netflix is a bit more interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they're necessarily trying to make a move per se. But then again, I wouldn't put nothing past fucking Jake Paul. He is a clever little prick. Now, I don't think they're going to be competitive with the UFC. Mm-hmm. But Jake Paul, nobody has the ability to compete with the UFC for MMA at this point. Like, it is what it fucking is. But could somebody like Jake Paul that just prints money with his horse shit, could he be a disruptor to the UFC? Could he fuck with them? Yes. Like, is this Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano Netflix card going to fucking sink the UFC or fuck up their Paramount deal or anything like that? No. But is it going to sting a little on that day? Say Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey go on to have the most viewed MMA fight of this year. Is Paramount going to be jumping out of their fucking skin for spending $7 billion and then not having the most viewed fucking... Now, that will be the only one that Jake probably has, but still, not enough to compete, but enough to disrupt, enough to fucking sort of, just like land a sucker punch every once in a while. Not enough to win the fight, but like here he comes with... Because I'm going to tell you something. Jake Paul has the ability to make this a really interesting MMA card. This fight on its own does little to fuck all for me. We'll get into like the actual fight and how long it's been since they fought, what happened last time they fought, and so on and so forth. But man, you got a lot of fucking people out there floating around. Jake Paul has got his hands on a lot of different fucking MMA guys, ex-MMA guys. Anybody out there that the UFC is kind of flirting with that hasn't signed, they could get Francis Ngannou on this card. They could still fuck around and get Nate Diaz to get on this card. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of fucking tricks they can pull out of their fucking hat when they got so much goddamn money. So is Jake Paul and MVP going to make an MMA promotion that can compete with the UFC? Highly fucking doubtful. But is this fucking one event going to fucking sting their ass a little? You fucking betcha.
And look, Ronda went to Dana about this. She called him. She's like, hey, I want to do this fight, whatever. Dana, for whatever reason, just kind of swept it. He's like, whatever. And they asked him about it. Immediately, we asked him about everything. He basically said, she looks good. She's, Rousey's good, looks good. She's training. She's a badass. Great. That's literally all he said. And then this comes out. I got to wonder what Dana thought of that, because it's wild that it's still going to have it's going to make numbers. It's just out of the curiosity alone, right? Rousey ain't fought since 2016, got knocked out. Gina ain't fought since 2009. I think she got knocked out. She fought Cyborg that night in Strikeforce. Holy shit. And so I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm really wondering, dude. I really wonder. And as Rousey said, I bet you we do better numbers than the UFC on Paramount Plus. There is no card schedule for that weekend just yet in the UFC. But I'm wondering if Dana's going to be like, all right, motherfucker, you want to play? Let's play. Or is he going to just bow out? I'm curious about that part. I wonder what Dana thinks.
I think the old UFC absolutely would have made an event just to compete with this, just to fuck with them, because that's how they used to get down. For some reason, I feel like it's just too structured now. TKO, I feel like they just know they've got so much of a stranglehold. They'll just let this shit. They might put together an event, but I don't think they're going to waste a ton of their resources. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot on none of their other events for this. Like back in the day, Dana White would have fucking pulled a rabbit out of his hat just to spike these cocksuckers. But I just feel like it feels like we're just kind of past that now. I don't think don't get me wrong. In his private recesses, I'm sure Dana White's like, fucking bitch. Can't believe Ronda fucking did that to me, that fucking
real.
twat. But publicly, I think they're gonna act like, these fucking broads ain't fought in 137 years. Who gives a fuck? Like we this is not the fights that we put on. We don't put on fighters that haven't fought in 20 fucking years, and so on and so forth. Like, you know what I mean? You know how they're going to sort of spin this whole fucking thing. So I feel like they're just going to fucking completely downplay it. Although I'm sure in private, Dana White's probably like, God damn, Ronda. Because listen, let's be super fucking clear about it. I'm sure the UFC wouldn't have mind having this on the White House card. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever the White House is doing, you could have fucking stuck this in there as the co-headline or right under the co-headline, just to and then you fucking put Illy Taporia and fucking Justin Gaethje on there, whatever. That don't got the sex, this does. You got to imagine they would have liked to pull this fight off if they could have, the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're sweating it like that, but I got to imagine he's a little annoyed by this shit.
Oh, I'm sure. Quick, we got some comments here. What's up, Jake? So Jake and I spent the week in Vegas covering UFC Vegas 113 a couple weeks ago, and Jake was interviewing John Wood, head coach of Syndicate, who's the head coach of for Gina Carano. And he asked him about something about it, and he was like, "Well, yeah, Gina's training, she looks good, and she might have something in the works, who knows, right?" So Jake's saying Woods almost broke it, bro. Like, I mean, at the time, right? Obviously, I'm watching the interview, I'm standing right there with them, watching them talk, and I remember thinking, I'm like, I wonder if he knows something, but I didn't really think anything of it. I thought maybe she took like a little fight at Toughen Up or in PFL, whatever, nothing crazy. No, this dropped, and immediately I texted Jake immediately. I'm like, dude, he knew. Woods fucking knew, or Wood knew, so whatever. And then I've got a couple more. Parallels, Ronda was greatest job of that. Goddamn. Which is funny, because Gina Carano's acting roles was the Mandalorian, that Star Wars spinoff, which, by the way, I didn't watch a second of because I'm not a Star Wars guy at all. I have no idea what's in it. What's up, Black Sabbath? And then they'll counter it with an Apex card. Damn.
That wouldn't be wise.
No, that wouldn't be wise.
That wouldn't be wise. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, who are they going to pull away with an Apex card? They almost, whatever. That's a whole different ball. They almost need to get rid of them Apex cards altogether. Like, that almost just seems like, and like low key feels like it'd be watering down their product a little bit. Like, this shit has made me a casual. I'm not going to hold you. There are UFC events now that I don't watch, dog. I might catch the main event if I happen to not be fucking jerking off or doing something a little bit more entertaining than that. But otherwise, like, bro, it's been a long time since I will just flat forego a UFC event. Like, sometimes on some of the big events now, it'll be like the main card, and I'll be like, man, who the fuck is this? And it'll just be some dude that won a couple Contender Series fights and a main event at the Apex and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, dude. It's and first of all, I got to see the Apex for the first time since they expanded it. It's way better, right? Way better. More people in there. They have a concession stand now, all kinds of shit. Anyway, but you're right. Like, the watered down product, it definitely hurts. So I'm with you on that. They have an Apex card that night. Look, if you're gonna counter the Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight with a UFC card, you better bring your fucking balls. Okay, you cannot have an Apex card. Otherwise, you are literally walking right into what Ronda Rousey said, because they showed wrong with that. So, like, we do way better numbers in UFC tonight, because they will. So you at
least need a name. You ain't got to come with a heater card, but at least dig up Israel Adesanya. Like, you got to have somebody there that matters in some capacity, because, like it or not, Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano still are really popular. Like, we can debate on sort of why that is or how fucking ridiculous that is, but like, or exactly how popular they are. But they're definitely, I mean, they got everybody in the fucking combat sports world talking, so it ain't like it's nothing, Jack.
If I'm, I don't know, Dana, possibly not even has anything. He already said he has nothing to do with matchmaking. I wonder if he has anything to do with UFC anymore. But if I'm Dana White or Hunter Campbell, whoever, honestly, I call GSP and I'm like, hey man, you want to fight on May 16th? Who? Anybody you want? Because I think people will tune in more to watch a GSP return than they will watching a Rousey-Carano fight. Just personally, I think they would. I mean, you talk about a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or fuck it. Go Brock Lesnar. See if Brock Lesnar can pass the fucking drug test, or even if he can't pass the drug test, they're not gonna bust him until after.
Okay, easy. Let's just all calm the fuck down here. I don't want to see any of that fucking shit either. Last time I saw George St. Pierre, he had fucking Snow White colored fucking hair, and Brock Lesnar, I ain't even heard from that dude in a month. And like,
Yeah, the ponytail.
I wanted to buy into that. Yeah, I wanted to buy into that, but I think those dudes might be just a little too far past their prime. But I will say this: the UFC does need to like sort of. I would like to see them. Speaking of like this White House card, at least, I would like to see them sort of try to go out of the box a little bit. Try to, listen. If they fucking just announce Ilya Taporia and Justin Gaethje and I don't know, whatever the fuck, some other title fighter or whatever that's like decent or good enough, like Islam versus fucking Ian Gary, like that's a great card. It will be there or whatever. But I do feel like they need something. I don't know, fucking GSP, but even a John Jones. Like, would I love to see John versus fucking Alex Pereira? Not really, but at least we get to see John compete. And I know a lot of people say they don't give a fuck about him, but Conor McGregor. Like, we need some sort of fucking, something for this fucking card. And as a complete side topic, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. Let's stay right here. Because I was about to get fucking going on the heavyweight division in the UFC right now, which I think needs a complete fucking overhaul. And don't even get me fucking started. So how much does this fucking fight matter now? Going back to the Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey fight. Okay, so money talks, bullshit walks, right? Fair enough. So we're here. They're willing to take the fight. We're all talking about it. Netflix does what Netflix does. First off, I also think Netflix are some sneaky son of a bitches. I'm going to put it to you like that. They brought Mike Tyson out, and he's 137 years old. Now we're bringing fucking Gina Carano out. She's only 43, but she hasn't fought in 17 fucking years, boys and girls. That's not me being hyperbolic. If I'm not mistaken, that is actually the number of years since Gina Carano has professionally had a fight. And just to be super fucking clear about it, again, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. She's not done anything combat sports related in 17 years. So it's not like she's been grappling or doing a little boxing or a little Golden Glove. To the best of my knowledge, other than training in a gym, she has not done any sort of fucking combat fucking competition in 17 fucking years. And she is 43 fucking years old. Ronda Rousey is 9 years removed from fucking action. Short of the shit she did in the WWE. Listen, in their heyday, maybe some of the people watching this might not know. We do know. So just quick fucking history lesson here. Yes, in their heyday, Gina Carano is like the fucking George Washington of women's MMA. Like, Ronda is the beginning. Ronda is the pioneer of women's MMA. She is by far the biggest star the women's MMA has ever had by a country mile. If you weren't there, you don't get it. Ronda Rousey might have well been the closest thing to Mike Tyson we've ever seen in MMA, including any of the male fighters. At her peak, she was finishing every fucking championship fight within the first 2 to 3 minutes of the fight via armbar. And all of her competitors knew she was going to do that, and she would just walk right through them and armbar them. It really was incredible at that time. Ronda Rousey was something to behold in her peak. Like, no female fighter, Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, nobody has come close to generating the hype that Ronda used to have around her. Right. She would headline UFC pay-per-views, and there was more hype around them than damn near anything we've ever seen, short of a John Jones, Conor McGregor, etc. sort of fight. So at her peak, she was literally the fucking god of MMA with no hyperbole. Gina Carano was sort of that person too, but like that was before women's MMA even existed in the UFC, like literally long before anything. So suffice it to say, these two are absolute fucking legends in women's MMA. That being fucking said, it has been a long fucking time since either one of them fought. What the fuck does this fight mean to anybody other than them getting a paycheck? It's safe to say that neither one of them is probably going to take a fight afterwards. Maybe Ronda tries to fucking parlay this into a UFC run if she looks really good. Maybe. But she might have fucking burnt that bridge by taking this fucking fight. Dana White might be like, motherfucker, suck my ass, Jack. Find somebody over at Netflix to fight now. Fuck you. Boat's on fire and you're going that way in it, honey. So more than likely, this might be a one-off. In which case, listen, am I going to watch? Of course. I'm a degenerate fucking fight fan. I'll be there fucking front and center. But why the fuck should anybody else watch or care? Or are we just like, the fucking common fight fan just don't give a fuck if they fight after this or if there's another fight or what this leads to. They don't give a shit. They just know it's Ronda Rousey and this Gina Carano character, and they both used to be popular. So who gives a fuck? Does the narrative or the fact that there's no fight after this for either one of them matter at all?
It's just about this fight alone, right? For these two, it's about this is the last fight more than likely because we didn't ask for this shit, right? This is like what 10, 15 years too late if we're being honest about it. It's super late to have this fight. When Ronda was still doing her thing, even after she got knocked out by both Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes, everyone was talking about, who would be a fair fight? Miesha Tate. But who'd be a fight we want to see? Gina Carano. If Gina can come back. Now, Gina was in the midst of doing the movies and everything. She wasn't in shape, quite obviously. Totally understand that. But we wanted it 10, 15 years ago. It is way too late, honestly, to really create anything past this fight, in my opinion. This is legitimately a money grab. This is and this is putting a negative way for sure. It is about the money. It's always been about the money. But it's about bridging two generations together too.
But how much do you think that will affect the views of this fight? Will it still do gangbuster numbers, or are people going to be like, I don't know, like who gives? Like Mike Tyson's Mike fucking Tyson and Jake Paul's Jake Paul. I don't know how to take this. I mean, some people are projecting that this is going to be the most watched MMA fight, and again, it's on Netflix, right? So like it gets 2 or 3 million people by people stumbling across it on accident. But I don't know, in the fight world, it's got a lot of us talking. I think a lot of people will tune in for just curiosity's sakes, morbid curiosity. But does the fact that they haven't fought in so long and there's no real stakes to this fight, will that ultimately affect it, or will it still just do gangbuster numbers? Because who gives a fuck? It's 2 fucking extremely famous fucking fighters.
It'll still do numbers, but honestly, only because it's on Netflix. If you came out with this fight and you're like, hey, it's $59.99, and that's cheap in pay-per-views these days, right? Because we were paying 80, or people were paying $80. I don't know who the fuck it was, but people were paying $80 for fucking UFC pay-per-views, right? And so a lot of pay-per-views, if we're honest about it, were total complete trash. Okay,
that's a good point.
If this was $50, even if it was $20, nobody, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's because it's on Netflix already. It's gonna make massive numbers because just because of that. I have Netflix. You got Netflix. We're gonna be on it because it's there anyway. Like, I got tune into this shit. I gotta know what's going on. So it's gonna do great numbers, but it's not. It's not the same. It's not an even thing with what like a UFC pay-per-view back when pay-per-view still would do. Right. That's
good point.
I mean, that's what Paramount. That's what Paramount Plus is banking on with these numbered events, especially like. People already have Paramount Plus like I do, and I had it before because about some of the stuff on there. I like to watch, like Landman and all that. But
bro,
we already have.
You watch Landman? Right?
It's fucking good. I'm still in the first season. I'm still in the first season.
Oh shit, yeah, it gets way better. It gets better.
Crazy. I'm at the point.
Really good.
I'm slow as shit when it comes to these because I only get like by the time nighttime comes around, dude, I'm about to pass out and I need to pay attention. It's not working. Right. So I think the last episode I watched. They put Cooper in the fucking hospital, and they just found out he's dating that one dude, his former coworker's wife.
The Mexican broad.
The dude that died. Like his wife, he's dating her. That's where I'm at right now. Anyway.
Yeah, it gets. It's good show. Good show. Yeah.
It's a fucking great show. I didn't want to get hooked on it. God damn it, I'm fucking hooked. Now I just wish I had more time. Mm-hmm. But anyway, couple of things real quick. Black Sabbath. We will definitely answer this because it definitely came up in the last couple, especially the last few days, but definitely yesterday was media day. Fight book MMA. Oh, what's up, Robert? Love you too, brother. Ron needs to go back to WWE. She wasn't good there either. They hated her from what I read. All the wrestlers didn't like her. I don't know if that's true or not, but still.
I just heard that again. She's not like a great actor, dude. No shade, but like I just heard that she had a hard time selling that part of it. Obviously, she's a fucking physical specimen. I heard that like she was good in the ring, but that other part of it was a little rough on her. I ain't watched WWE in a month of Sundays, but
yeah, me neither. Yeah, but either way. So just to wrap this up, real nice. Are you going to tune in to watch this? I'm going to watch it just because it's on Netflix personally. But if I had to pay pay-per-view, I'd be like, no.
Well, I mean, you make a good point. Yes, because it's on Netflix. I mean, absolutely. Obviously, it depends on what else is on that night, obviously. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm definitely going to tune in. And here's what's really interesting about this card. Again, what's interesting is who else ends up being on it.
Right,
Because
that's a
I get the sneaky suspicion that they're going to try to come crazy with this card. I would not be surprised to see Francis and Ngannou on this card. Think of every MMA guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they'll all be on the card, but just think of all the MMA guys that Jake has fought. Think about the fact that they probably have links to those guys. You're talking Anderson Silva. You're talking Tyron Woodley. Both of those guys just boxed each other.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz. There's a lot of any of these bare knuckle pricks. Jake Money. Jesus Christ. Jake Paul. Jake, might love me. He might love me. He might love me, Jake Money. He might love me, Jake Money. Jake Paul has fuck you money. And when you got that kind of money, bro, he almost out here like Turkey Al-Sheikh, like, bruh, they got so much money, and then you partner with Netflix. Who guess what? Guess what kind of money they got? Fuck you money. Like, bruh, they could take a loss on this event. You think it's gonna like sink Netflix, bruh? They are fucking printing money. It's like, yo, fuck it. How much does Francis want to fight fucking Rico Verhoeven? Yeah, the UFC didn't want to pay him $1 million. We'll give him 2.5. Tell him to come fight Francis for us. It's all good. We'll fly him out first class and every fucking prick he knows in Holland. Like, they have the money to just burn, kind of. So I think this card will actually end up being pretty fucking interesting. Now, it'll be their one little swing. I don't think they're going to be putting events like this on, even 3 times a year. But this one will be interesting, I think. I think they're going to pull out the I definitely don't think this is going to be like the only fight of note on this card by any chance.
Yeah, dude, no, you're 100% right. And they need to stack this one up. I think they should. No, you might be right, dude. They might just be like, fuck it, let's go on in. He knows everybody. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if Nick Diaz is still on the UFC contract, but if he's not, he'll pick him up too.
I think it seems like Nick is wanting to do the UFC comeback thing.
He wants to.
And I'll tell you another thing. This, I don't know. You never know what's all going on behind closed doors because the UFC is trying to do this fucking White House thing. You got Nate Diaz out there. I'd almost bet my bottom dollar Nate Diaz either ends up on this fucking card or the White House card. I just don't know. Right now, I guarantee, and maybe, maybe the UFC was sort of like, fuck it, bro. Like, if you want to do it, we'll do it. Boom, boom, boom. Now this shit happens. The UFC might have to sort of put on their big boy bargaining shoes and be like, all right, fine. What did Nate say? Yeah, fuck it. Lock him down. Let's find out what fucking pub Connor's out there molesting girls.
Go get him.
Get him fucking in. We need that god, like, enough fucking around here. That was some cute shit they pulled. They're going to pull some bullshit with Fred. But I'm going to tell you something. Now, here is something to keep in mind for Jake and everybody. Be careful when you poke that bear. Be careful when you poke that bear. Because I'm going to tell you something about Dana White. I've been watching this sport for a long time. And Dana White has said some inflammatory shit about Francis Ngannou. But for some of you youngins that ain't been around, there was a character named Tito Ortiz one time. And I promise you, Dana White disliked Tito Ortiz way more than he dislikes Francis Ngannou.
He tried to box him.
He tried to flat fight him, Jack. And Tito was the one that backed down the fight, believe it or not. Dana was fucking ready to fight Tito, Jack. Like, they fucking for real hate each other. And the point with me saying this is they still got a deal done at the end. And Tito came and did his little 3 or 4 fights until Machida thumped the shit out of him there at the end. But don't be surprised if this little fucking stunt from Ronda and Jake didn't stir up a hornet's nest and you don't see fucking DW and TKO pull out the fucking big boy pocketbook and go, fuck that. Go get Francis. Go write a blank check. Get Francis. Y'all want to play? Watch this. White House card. John Jones, Francis Ngannou, Tom's healing. Boom. Fucking Nate Connor 3. Boom. Illy fucking Illy's coming back. Gaethje. Boom. What broads do we got? Fucking put them together. Boom. Like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody. If the UFC, make no mistake about it, if the UFC wants to, They can. Like Netflix has a big bank, but so does the UFC. They just got 7 motherfucking Billy with a B. And in a worst case scenario, they do got links to Turkey Al-Sheikh. Like if they want to really fucking spin some fucking concrete, they can. Now the question is, do they want to? Do they take this seriously enough to really react and say, all right, fuck it. Let's put pride aside and let's fucking do some business. Because the Dana White of old would do shit like that. Like he would just be, again, that's why Tito came back, because like he hated him, but like Tito did real numbers at that point. He was a really like they could make some huge fights with him, and they did. And those fights did really well. And when fucking rubber met the road, even if Dana White had to fuck off and Frank Fertitta had to come in and get the deal done, the deal got done. And Tito got his big head self on that fucking scale, and the fight got made. Now, I'm not suggesting that's going to happen, but I think Francis is technically a free agent, I think. And here's the thing, right? Again, motherfuckers don't understand, bro. Again, big money talks. They can buy his contract. If it, and people say, oh, they wouldn't sell. Don't ever say what you wouldn't do until a motherfucker's writing real crazy numbers on paper. Like, again, do they want to do that? That's a different question. But if they want to go fucking big dick just to show Netflix and Jake Paul who still runs this game, they can. Make no mistake about it. They can.
I'll tell you right now, dude, PFO would absolutely listen to that shit, okay? But Francis signed whatever kind of numbers they did with him, and he's on one fucking fight, just one, and he's boxed the rest of the time, they'll sell that contract, be like, fuck, he ain't fighting for us, fuck it. Anyway. Babalu. You want Sabral on there? And that's
Babalu?
Remember Babalu?
Yeah, I remember Babalu. How old is the gentleman that just fucking made that comment? I remember Babalu. Why?
Did you Google?
How do you remember Babalu? Well, yeah, Babalu. I ain't heard that name in 2 decades, son.
Babalu was a fucking
Babalu was a beast, though. Babalu was a beast. He was one of the original sort of big guy grapplers, 205 grappler, nasty BJJ, back when nobody really had nasty BJJ.
Oh, yeah, he was fucking people up left and right. Dude, fucking Andre Arlovsky won a big-ass fight against Ben Rothwell on BKFC the other day or some shit like that.
I seen that. And I'm like, I see that.
These motherfuckers are still doing it. Like, remember, I don't know where Andre found his fucking chin, but he used to not have one.
Okay, 2 things. Well, okay, before I forget this, we haven't done one of these in a long time, so we got a lot of shit to get to. Yeah. Did you see the shit that happened with Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez?
Oh, we got jumped? What? Okay, why did that happen? I saw it happen. I don't know why.
Okay, so now again, I've only seen Eddie Alvarez's telling of the story. Okay. So this is from Eddie Alvarez's point of view. I haven't seen a comment from Mike Perry yet on it. I will say, if Eddie's telling the truth, which to be fair, it seemed like he was. Don't look good for Mike Perry, man. I mean, I don't think like he's not, but just in the public, in the court of public opinion. So, long story short, Eddie Alvarez and Mike was at Knucklemania. I think it was the event that you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken. It was the event that Andre beat Ben Rothwell at Knucklemania. Maybe it was either that or Dirty Boxing. I'll find out for you right now. Okay. Maybe it was Dirty Boxing. I could be wrong. Maybe you're right about that. No, hey, you're right. Sorry, my bad. You're right. Knucklemania. Okay. Either way, so they're at the same fucking event. Mike Perry is like standing in the row above Eddie Alvarez. And again, Eddie's telling the story, and he's like, basically, we walk up, me and Mike say hello, he turns around, we shake hands, blase, everybody's sort of sitting. Long story short, eventually Mike Perry turns around and he's talking to Eddie Alvarez's son's girlfriend, who I think is like 18 or 19. Eddie Alvarez's son is 2021. I'm assuming something like this. Not a kid, but like right on the borderline of being a kid. Yeah. Also throw in, Eddie Alvarez has said that Mike Perry was wasted, like hammer fucking drunk. So he's talking to her, and eventually, I guess Eddie Alvarez fucking tells his son, like, I think he said to his son, like, listen, man, like, I guess fucking, like Eddie's son had told Eddie, like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah. So Mike, like, tells Eddie's son, like, look, man, people are going to, like, try to talk to your girlfriend in life. Like, you need to be able to. And Eddie's like, I'm hearing this, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is this guy fucking doing right now? Trying to, like, talk to my son like he's his father. And then he's like, then he tells my son, like, I think you should do something about it. And Eddie's like, what the fuck, man? And you know, he's talking like 135-pound-year-old, 19-year-old kid to fuck Mike Perry saying, and he's like, and then Mike Perry turns around to me and right in my face and he says, hey man, I know I'm wrong, but I think you should do something about it. And Eddie Alvarez is like, you know, man, the dude fucking put me in a horrible spot, man. Yeah. And at that point, Eddie Alvarez is like, listen, should my dude Leonardo have jumped in, and should my kids have started taking off? But like, what the fuck, bro? You put me in the spot in front of my kids, and you're like, you know. And eventually after that, one of Eddie's sons fucking took off on him, and they all just took off on him. I seen a related video where it was just somebody filming from the back, and you couldn't hear anything, but you could see like Mike turned around talking to them, and then you just seen like one of Eddie's kids from somewhere. When he did that, they all like he dropped and they just started stumping him. But it was bad. Like I didn't see how bad he got fucked up, but like they jumped on. You could probably find the video on Twitter. Like somebody had the perfect like shot right there of it when it jumped off, and they stomped the shit out of Mike Perry's funny ass.
Dude, that's so funny. You know, Mike Perry probably sitting at home like, I deserve that. Yeah, because that's the kind of guy Mike Perry is.
Listen. I'll say this, man. I respect that if he says that and he like, that's cool, but but that's not cool though, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that you owned up afterwards, but like, you need to like not drink or something though, then, because it's not okay, man, to be. I mean, you're basically bullying a little kid, bro, or a younger man. It's one thing to start that shit with Eddie, and that makes you a fucking dickhead. I mean, y'all done fought. You won the fight. Don't get drunk and try to fuck with bro. You know what I mean? But it's a completely different ball of wax to like talk to his son's girl and then try to like pick a fight with his son who's way smaller. You're being a fucking bully, bro. Yep. That's not fucking cool. You're a bad motherfucker. Don't be bullying people, because here's the thing. You're a bad motherfucker. You see how all the motherfuckers stomped you out? Me and you was talking before we went live. I don't care who you are. It's strength in numbers. Oh, that's how motherfuckers fuck around and get shot. Like, you are a bad dude, Mike Perry. And I'm going to tell you what I know about cowards and tough men. Cowards shoot tough men because they don't want, like, you're right, Mike Perry. Most motherfuckers don't want. Have you seen you bare knuckle box? You think somebody wants to go fight you, motherfucker? Don't do that. That's how somebody will end up blowing your motherfucking brains out, because you are fucking Mike Perry. Don't get wasted and go around fucking bullying people, man. Not in today's America. You got lucky that it was Eddie and a bunch of New Jersey boys that don't mind fucking with these. You fuck with the wrong motherfucker, dog, and they will just shoot you. Like, they're not going to fucking fight you, bruh. Like, you got to be cool with that. And especially you start playing with a man's kids.
Oh, dude,
man. Motherfuckers will go to prison forever for that and not think twice about it. That's a danger. You don't be playing games like that, man. That's a game you don't want to play. I don't care who you are. Yeah. Like, that's how you get shot. This ain't that, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is how you motherfucking come out and you got 30 people out there with baseball bats. You're tough, Mike, but you start fucking with somebody's kids, they'll fucking try to kill you, man. You know, again, you got lucky and you met like a fighter, but like, be cool.
Dude, fucking, so when I saw the video, I was just like, it was funny because they were like, someone told me, it was like, hey, Eddie Alvarez's crew just stomped out Mike Perry. And at first I was like, why the fuck? And then I thought, you know what? Whatever it was, Eddie Alvarez must have had a good ass reason to do it. Because that guy is not unhinged at all. I mean, you never heard of Eddie Alvarez doing something crazy out of fucking nowhere. You heard Mike Perry do a bunch of dumbass shit out of nowhere. You're like, yeah, that's fucking Mike Perry. Yeah, I believe it. But when Eddie Alvarez is something like that, you're like, no, he had a real reason for that. He had a real good reason to do that. Sabbath has a question for you. Who is Kirby's favorite fighter in the UFC right now?
Damn. Favorite fighter. Well, probably Taporia. I suppose to watch fight, I guess right now would probably. I was going to throw out like a Hamzat pick, but boy, he really fucking shit the bed in that last fight, didn't he? Like, Prime Hamzat was pretty fucking fun to watch. That last fight sucked bad. Taporia has been extremely fun to watch. Yeah, I guess so. Right now, current fighter, because I'm trying to think about who would I be most excited. Pulling John Jones out, that's the fight that probably, like, if we can get John in there versus, I mean, God, for poor Tom and his fucking eyes, for fuck's sakes. But, you know, if we can get, like, John versus Francis in some wild world, that's the one. But Ilya Taporia is probably the guy that I'm most excited about watching him fight because I don't know how goddamn good he is yet. And that's really interesting to me. Like, Illy might fuck around, knock out Islam. Like, he has that, you know, Illy could fuck around, knock out Hamzat. Like, I know I'm getting a little in the weeds now, but like, he's really fucking good, man. Like, I mean, he hasn't even really been tested yet, and he's been knocking out some pretty bad lads. So yeah, I would say Ilya Taporia is probably my favorite fighter right now in the UFC, currently active.
That dude's gonna be raising the belt at the freaking UFC White House. You're gonna get a bunch of people, and the same people that fucking hated the Bad Bunny halftime show are gonna be mad as shit when Ilya Taporia knocks out Justin Gaethje, bro. It's gonna be some sad ass shit. But anyway, let
me tell you something right now.
What's that? Go ahead.
If they line that fight up, as my great Uncle Shorty used to say, there ain't a God in heaven if Ilya Taporia don't start Justin Gaethje. Like, that's, I mean, you can bet the house on Ilya in that fight. It might take a round or two, but there's not a God in heaven if he don't eventually find Justin's chin and put his funny ass to sleep. It might be fun for as long as it lasts, but that is a fight tailor-made for Ilya Taporia at this point in their respective careers. A guy that's lost a step, kind of slow, relies on his power and chin, fighting Ilya Taporia. Now, yeah, good fucking luck with that, Justin. God bless America. Come on, John Jones. Where the fuck are you at? Come save us, please.
John Jones got arthritis in his hip. He can't fucking fight, apparently. He don't want to fight right
that
now.
Bullshit. Give him the steroids, son. What are we talking about? Picogram him, son. Picogram him.
I mean, shit, they let Anderson Silva take the steroids and they shit to him. Why not?
Hell yeah.
On Hamza Chimaev, Sean Strickland, obviously, Sean Strickland says a lot of shit. He had to say plenty of shit on yesterday. But when they asked him about Hamza Chimaev, he goes, are we sure about this guy? Like, he only fights once a year. Like, once a year. We were like, when Hamza came in, he fought twice in 2 weeks or whatever the fuck that was, some crazy shit. And he's talking about, I'm gonna smash this guy, I'm gonna smash that guy, I'm gonna smash. And then he gives us that bullshit UFC 319. That was a terrible fight. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible fight. And you've rarely heard me say anything about how fighters try and go win fights. They fight to win, and they did it. But you sold me that kind of bullshit there, Hamza, and that's what you gave me. It's the same thing that Sean Strickland and Dricus did, right? Sean Strickland comes out, he goes, we're gonna try and fucking kill each other. We're trying to bleed. War, die. And then he went for 5 rounds of teeth kicking and fucking jabbing. No one fucking died. Barely any blood happened. He got hooked as shit, and Dricus won, and that was that.
Yep.
But with Hamza, Sean makes a really good point. Do you really want Hamza Chimaev as champion? Everyone wanted as champion. Now that he's champion and he's fighting once a year because he's hurt all the time, like, I mean, that's not what we asked for, right?
Well, no, but just to be fucking super clear here, Hamzat's not hurt, right? I mean, just
not right. Allegedly, not right now.
Sean Strickland also referred to Bad Bunny as the F word the entire time he was talking about him.
Like
so much so that I had to Google whether Bad Bunny was actually gay or not. I was pretty sure he got a lot of pussy and was talking about getting a lot of bitches in Spanish, but I'm like, did I miss something? Was Bad Bunny bi? Like, he was speaking so confidently about him being gay. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's just Sean being Sean, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's just fucking doing what he does now. So, listen, if Hamza does continue this fighting once a year shit, that's for the birds, and ain't nobody here for that. To the best of my knowledge, he's not hurt right now, so hopefully let's just fucking fingers crossed he actually does fight at least once or twice this year again. If he stays hurt, that's fucked. But I don't think he's hurt right now. Sean Strickland said a lot. What the fuck? Like, if he's right about that, it is some bullshit. Like, it's not, you know, he needs to fucking, we definitely need to see more of Hamza, especially after that shitty performance. Now, again, another thing I will remind all you new MMA fans, you're only as good as your last fight. Now, what that means is, right now, Hamza is shit. Fair enough. I agree. He is. But I've seen it time and time again. Hamzat's one impressive performance away from all this being a thing of the past.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets another fight, Sean Strickland wins this weekend and then they line that fight up relatively quickly and he comes out and beats the fucking dog shit out of Sean Strickland after a nice little build-up, all will be forgiven. But that being said, he better not do it again. You do it again, fucking Hamzat, and I'm telling you, you'll be opening up the fucking prelims on a goddamn event in Anchorage, Alaska.
Bro.
Dana White and them ain't fucking around, especially not in this fucking Paramount era. Ask fucking Amon Sarukian.
I mean, shit, take it a little further than that. Ask Jailton Almeida. Almeida steps in a couple of weeks ago against fucking last second. The Rizman Kuniev, right?
Yep.
Kuniev nowhere near ranked. Jailton Almeida, number 6 in the world. And Jelton said this shit, okay? He goes, in order to get he got that fight and the UFC re-signed him to a new contract. He put out that bullshit ass performance, loses the fight, and then he gets cut. The UFC is not about to keep hanging on to people that aren't entertaining whatsoever. Jailton Almeida, for all his skill sets and as good as he is in the ground, not fun to watch at all. Not anymore. Used to be a 205 for some reason, not heavyweight, not at all, kind of shitty and everything. And they're like, and he even said after the event, he goes, I'm going back to 205. And the UFC is, you fucking think you're going back to 205? I don't know where. Maybe PFL, motherfucker. He's gone, right? The UFC is starting to kind of purge all these guys and girls who are not entertaining. So let's get to your point on the heavyweight division. Which what you want to say about the heavyweight division? Because the heavyweight division is not just in shambles. It is non-existent at this point, the way it is structured. Tom Aspinall has 2 bad eyes, apparently, has surgery. I think surgery on both eyes, whatever the fuck it was. Dude is like always posting these like half-ass updates about his eyeballs and all that. And look, I don't know him personally. I don't know if he's a liar or not. I don't know if he's full of shit. It does not matter to me. The guy, I take him at his word. But
yes,
the entire division, top to bottom, ever since John Jones left, and even before that, has been just in shambles. And I think we're at the lowest point of the heavyweight division UFC ever. What do you think?
I mean, you'd have to go back a long ways to find a shittier one. You'd have to almost get past the Zuffa era. Yes, I think we're in the worst era of the Zuffa regime. We're not even in the Zuffa regime no more, for fuck's sakes. But since Zuffa bought the fucking company, since guys like fucking Tank Abbott were at the top of the fucking bill. Yes, I mean, you think back to even when we were sort of whippersnappers in the sport, when you had a young Frank Mir and hell, even guys like Tim Sylvia and stuff might not have been the greatest technical fighters, but they were exciting and the fights had meaning. And I mean, there was a Brock Lesnar period and shit where, I mean, yes, heavyweight is probably worse now than it has fucking ever been.
Oh, yeah.
And I do think that it can be better. So I will say this. For the most part, I'm okay sort of with the UFC's monopolization of MMA. I know. But I grew up in the Pride era, in the Strike Force era, in the era that there was always another organization that had a few good fighters. I always wanted to see Fedor in the UFC, and then I always want to see King Mo and Shogun and Krogon. There's always a fucking guy. There's fucking Kimbo Slice, and there's just always these guys, and I want to see them all under the same fucking umbrella, man. So I've always, when the UFC bought Pride, I was happy as a lark. When they bought Strike Force, sorry, Strike Force, but I was happy as a lark. We got to see fucking Daniel Cormier and all these fucking guys and girls come over. Like, for the most part, I'm happy with that shit because it gives me, as the fan, it gives me the fights I selfishly want. That being said, the UFC has gotten to a point now, and they're not exactly wrong. It's sort of like when you're the guy with the biggest fucking dick in the room and you know it. Like, we've all showered together, boys. I know I got 3 inches on everybody in this room, so don't nobody get too fucking cocky here. I fucking know I got the biggest fucking pistola amongst us, and more importantly, all of yous know it. So, like, fucking Jake Paul can do this little bullshit. Fucking PFL can do whatever sort of fucking peanut fucking show they got going on over there. At the end of the day, none of this shit touches the fucking UFC in the grand scheme of things, and they know it. But I do think that has made them a little weak. I think they play the market too hard. I think back in the day, they would have bit a little bit to make some things happen. For instance, with heavyweight. Recently, I've heard that Rico Verhoeven was in talks with the UFC. For those of you that don't know who that is, one of the most famous kickboxers on earth, heavyweight guy, an extremely great kickboxer. won all the belts you can win, pretty much done everything you can do as a heavyweight kickboxer. So, now's the fucking time to transition into MMA and see what he can do. Rumor has it that he decided to head into boxing to try to get a boxing match with, one of the stragglers out there, possibly Alexander Usyk in one of those little fun crossover joints. Apparently the UFC wasn't going to pay him enough. Now, what the fuck do I know about it? I'm not a big deal maker, but this is what I do fucking know. The UFC's heavyweight division is fucked. And Rico Verhoeven would have been a very interesting name with an extremely interesting style to incorporate into the UFC heavyweight division. So they fucking missed that one. Francis Ngannou. Listen, I think Francis probably is a bit of a fucking dick. He probably is a prima donna. He probably is hard to negotiate with. He probably does think he deserves more money than he's worth. All that being said, he's a dominant fucking heavyweight that actually has an exciting fighting style and puts asses in seats. Fuck off with the bullshit, get him back where he belongs in the UFC. There are Gable Stevenson. Yeah, give him a fight or two more, get his funny ass in the UFC, get him on that cocksucking contenders, whatever the fuck, and then get him in there. Fucking mainline him. Fuck it, just like he did Brock Lesnar. Put some fucking money out. You know what I mean? You're going to have to spend a little money. You guys made a fuck ton of money. Take a few fucking million and revamp this fucking heavyweight division. Bring Alex Pereira up. Again, I feel bad for Tom. I believe him. I believe him that his eyes is fucking shit. But it is what it is. We're here now. So fucking fair enough. No, man, I agree. I'm okay with that. Ain't nobody got no fucking... Listen, Jalin, do you see how fucked heavyweight is right now? You see what you just did out there? Fucking deuces. Now, who out there still likes to kick some fucking ass and fucking spill some blood and weighs over 207 pounds, for fuck's sakes? Like, they need some new blood there. And heavyweight shouldn't be the worst division in the sport. It gets a little fucked because those big boys get tired, but they also provide you with some of the best fucking knockouts. And let me tell you something about heavyweights. Believe it or not, under the right circumstances, a la a Frank Mir type character or a Minotauro Nogueira, heavyweight grapplers provide you with some of the most awesome submissions, because these big cocksuckers, imagine a little fucker when he locks up a Kimura and he does that final twist. It pops just because of the leverage. Now add in that you're fucking 265 pounds of muscle and you get a hold of somebody's arm. Like when fucking, if you've never seen fucking Frank Mir break Minotauro Nogueira's arm, look up that fucking fighting submission. That's what heavyweight fucking submission grappling looks like at the peak. Wow. We ain't seen cats like that in the UFC in a long time, but they exist. They're out there. I think Buchecha, whatever the fuck that prick's name, he was in the UFC. Another thing, while I'm fucking ranting here, and hopefully the UFC is getting this memo. It seems like they might be. There is a fucking art to matchmaking. There is an art to matchmaking. Bachechka, however the fuck you pronounce that prick's name, is one of the greatest heavyweight grapplers in the fucking world. All due respect, feed him a couple fucking guys. Let him do a fucking cool-ass twister submission on some unexpected heavyweight kickboxer who don't got a fucking clue what he's about to run into, and then maybe throw him in there with a fucking collegiate wrestler that gives him a shit boring fight and ends up, I think Buchecha's lost he went 1-2 or some shit like that in the UFC. They just fucked him. He could have been something, and at least when he did finally start losing, you done got a little juice out of him. But yes, the heavyweight needs a lot of work. The good news is, again, just like before, if they're willing to put the money out, man, there's guys out there. They can make some moves and make this shit happen, but they're going to have to stop resting on their laurels. They got to stop acting like they got they do got everything, but put some fucking money out, man. Make the heavyweight division great again. Shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, we don't have a lot of time left, man. And real quick, this is my 2 cents on this whole thing. I think we have you tell me if you think I'm wrong here. I think the difference between the UFC when you and I were watching it and coming up to now is back then we had fighters. Now we have athletes. I think it's vastly different. To me, in heavyweight, the first athletic heavyweight that was still a fighter was Cain Velasquez. Because Cain could have taken people down, held them down like anybody else, like all these guys are doing it now, right? Kind of be boring. He didn't do that. He would strike. And if he took you down, he'd go ground and pound and everything. And after that, now he's got a bunch of guys that want to wrestle, pin you to the fucking cage, hit you to the body a little bit, little point fighting and whatnot, or just lay on top of you. So, we don't. I think we're just missing fighters, like actual fighters, not just athletes. So, I mean, that's something we could discuss for sure another day. And we should definitely start picking this show up a lot more. Maybe still go back to our Monday night weekly type of shit, because I think we ran out of time already, and we're running out of time anyway. But is there anything else you want to get out before we get out of here?
Fuck, what else is going on? I mean, we have Sean Strickland and Fluffy Hernandez this weekend, Strickland. So there's that.
The Dan Hooker shit is wild. That shit is wild.
Oh shit, yeah, the Dan Hooker shit. The fucking broad saying he was fucking the dude. So, I thought about this. I know we got to go soon, so I'm getting into a whole little rant here. Have you heard of this show called Heated Rivals?
No.
Okay, so there's this show called Heated Rivals. It's extremely popular right now. It's about these hockey players, these dudes who end up being gay on the low, and it's really fucking popular right now.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I see it.
So right. It's super fucking popular right now. Yeah. What the fuck are we talking about? I lost my train of thought. Why am I talking about gays?
Dan Hooker?
Dan Hooker. Oh, Dan Hooker there. So when this came out, I wonder, like, obviously we're all going to do the thing, but now that we're in 2026, like, what do we do? Like, are we going to break his fucking balls in half? Listen, even if he was fucking a dude or getting a Hummer or whatever, he's still fucking dead. He'll still break your fucking face in half, right? Yeah. I wonder where we're at. Like, are people really going to be like, are we going to like call Dan Hooker gay now? Is Dan Hooker going to admit it? Is he going to fucking like deny it? Does it even matter? I wonder. Right. Obviously it matters a little, but are we at the point, have we finally gotten to the point to where you could be gay or bi or whatever the fuck in a sport like MMA or football or rugby? It doesn't matter. Yes, you'll have the random person like, fag, but like, does it matter? Are people going to really like, who's going to get, I mean, to be fair, you might have a random drunk dumbass that says that, but who's going to fucking fuck with Dan Hooker on it? Like, I mean, his wife might be a little upset, but in the grand scheme of things, are we still at a point where, like, again, like, are you going to goad that fucking guy? Like, good luck with that if you ain't fucking trained heavily, my boy.
For real. Yeah, unless you're, Islam Makachev or something, you ain't saying none of that, dude. No, but it was wild. And to me, like, the thing no one talks about is just kind of, I mean, I understand. I mean, I get why people don't talk about it, because that's the way people are. Is the side, first of all, there's a wife, then there's a side chick. The side chick got mad because she got cheated on while cheating on or helping him cheat on his wife with the dude. But apparently, the one thing the side chick says, that Dan Hooker might have been physically abusive to her, and financially abusive and mentally abusive. Who knows? That's the thing everyone's kind of skating over. That is the thing that could get Dan Hooker in trouble for sure. Not the gay thing. Like, whatever, like, do your thing, whatever you want, whatever your truth is, live that shit. But that part about putting hands on a woman, allegedly, that's fucked up.
Well, again, I think we'd have to, all due respect to that, we need a little more proof just to know that he actually did that. That would be fucked up if he did that. But I guess for me, none of that really surprised me. Oh,
right.
A professional fighter that is putting his hands on his old lady. You color me fucking surprised, boys. A rich professional fucking athlete that's got a fucking mistress. Hello, world. Have we met? Yeah. What the fuck? That's absolutely. I mean, maybe not with everybody, obviously, but that's like, yeah, that's how it kind of goes, man. Like, most athlete rich men are going to have a little. I mean, hell, I know a whole bunch of motherfuckers that aren't athletes or rich. They got a bitch on the side. Like, that is just how men are. Men are some complete disgusting pieces of shit. You give us a little bit of money and power, and we are fucked. So that didn't really surprise me at all. Yeah. The guy thing was interesting just for me because I wonder how the community is going to judge him now. What is the word to be said about this? And ironically, conversely, if he does come out and say, Yeah, what about it? So what? I had a give me a blowjob. What of it? I wonder what the temperature in the room will be like. And will people just slowly start? Because I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's had to have been some gay motherfuckers in MMA.
Oh, 100%.
If they just by the numbers, there's been fucking thousands of guys. And I'm not talking about the women. The women clearly come out with the fact that they're gay. Nobody cares because it's all sort of a mama. Like, it makes sense. Like, the lesbians were cool. Boom, boom. But, like, again, I guess Peyton Talbot might be gay or bi or might have been fucking dating Frank Ocean or something, but they've still been extremely ominous. I don't feel like we've still had, certainly not like a very high profile MMA guy who has come out blatantly and been like, I am gay or I'm bi. I'm like, this is my boyfriend and I'm at fucking fight week. Like, we still have not quite seen that yet. And you know it's coming. So this comes out, I was like, oh shit. Is this the moment where we sort of, and again, I almost wish it was, because a guy like Dan Hooker's a good guy to be, because he's fucking tough. He's it's one thing, it's like a fucking BJJ guy that got punched in the eye a couple of times. It's like, but if it's a bona fide warrior, like, listen, would I want to be married to him or like his girlfriend? Probably fucking not. He doesn't sound like the greatest fucking boyfriend or husband in the world. But one thing he is a bad, tough ass motherfucker. That's not up for dispute. So he'll probably fucking deny it, which bugs the piss out of me. And maybe the fucking broad was lying on him, which would really be some fucked up ass shit. But it'll be extremely interesting if he comes out and owns it and said, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I did cheat on you. I'll be fucking everybody. So what? I'm bi. What of it? I can't wait to see what motherfuckers got to say about that shit.
That'll be wild. Imagine if one of the champions ever comes out, like whoever it is, be like, what are you going to say to that dude? Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you something. It would actually open up, in my opinion, possibly a massive whole other community of fight fans.
Bro.
Yeah, like, bro, because no matter what, dude, no matter how you cut the cake, no matter what you say, people love to cheer for their own. And I mean, mostly it's just like sort of a country thing. I mean, MMA in Canada has never been bigger than when George was on top. Like, when George was on top, bro, the UFC could go to any fucking country or any state, province, whatever the fuck, rather, in Canada and sell that shit out.
Oh yeah,
they didn't even have to bring. They didn't even have to bring George. They could sell it out with Rory or something, because George just had the market alive. Yeah, if you came out with if a dude came out as gay and then was really good, like if Izzy was gay at his peak when he was just thrashing everybody, that shit would have been insane. It would have been an insane boost. Sort of like what Ronda Rousey did with women when she kicked in the doors of the UFC. Like, all of a sudden, you would go to UFC events and see fucking 10, 12-year-old girls there. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? These people were not at UFC events before Ronda Rousey, fucking period.
I'll tell you right now, dude, Kid Rock will stop coming to UFC events so fast. That dude was getting mad about everything. Anyway, all right, folks. That's gonna do it for us this week. I'm gonna try and do this again. Get back to us on fucking schedule. For sure. Maybe get back to Monday nights, man. We do that shit, because that worked really well for us for years. We might as well get back to that shit.
Yeah, we can make that happen. We can make Mondays happen, bro, for sure.
All right, let's do it. Let's do Mondays, man. We'll start doing Mondays again, and then very quickly to finish this off. Do you think Dana will try to shush Strickland because of the Paramount deal? Because Strickland was going off. Highly doubt it.
Nope. I think we've already seen him say, do the whole I don't silence fighters. But listen, let's be super clear about Dana White. Let's be super. He doesn't.
Right, he doesn't.
Unless you say the couple things, you know what I mean? Like, listen, people always say, like, I don't care. Yeah, you don't care to a degree. And I think I think Dana White pretty much doesn't give a fuck what Sean Strickland says. But just like with when Brock Lesnar came out and said, that's a Coors Light, not a Bud Light, because Bud Light won't pay me nothing, so I'm going to drink a Coors Light. Yeah. And then fast forward to the post-fight presser, and even Brock Lesnar's funny ass was like, yeah, I'd like to apologize to Bud Light. That was a little fucked up. Dana White was like, yo, homie, nah. Bruh. Say whatever you want. Don't fuck with Bud Light. They pay the bills. So I'm sure he came to Sean Strickland and said, listen, man, say whatever you want. Don't fucking talk about Paramount. Yeah? Yeah. Don't fucking talk about this or that. After that, I don't give a fuck. Talk about the gays, theys, trans. Talk about any fucking fighter, their religion. We don't give a fuck. don't start talking shit about the people that pay the bills. You understand? Like,
Right.
again,
Right.
money talks and bullshit walks. Keep that in mind, or you'll be fucking walking with the bullshit.
100%. By the way, if anyone's saying, Daniel said he doesn't censor anybody, he cut Miguel Torres in 2011 because he told the joke that he saw on that one comedy show. So he can shove it up his ass. He does silence fucking people. All right, so chill. Anyway, all right, folks. I'm gonna skip the entire thing. I used to do this whole long ass outro, but I gotta revamp a bunch of shit on this show, so we're gonna do that. But what we're not gonna do is tell you we love you, motherfuckers. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, we're back next week on Monday to do more of this shit again. And of course, as always, good night and good night, Wilshire.